My name is Eric Kinnaman. I've been a welding instructor here at Belgrade High School for the last 23 years. I've been teaching here for 24 years. I love teaching the kids. I love seeing what they can do with their futures. The best part of being a welding instructor is the kids that I get. They're not all math kids, they're not all English kids. They don't necessarily take a huge grasp on the core classes in school. So when they come in here, they're in their element. They love to work with their hands, and just the work environment and the work ethic, the accountability, reliability, and responsibility I see with these kids, it's very rewarding, and a lot of these kids have a very, very bright future. You know, we go through a lot of, obviously, trial and error. Welding is a skill. Some of the kids just want to get it right away, and it takes a lot of practice. It takes a lot of hours behind the hood for them to get it. Once they start to get it, the relief and the pressure that is relieved from them because they're starting to understand the skill and the time that it takes, it's very rewarding because it doesn't just happen. So a welder isn't just somebody that is born. They are somebody that has the time and effort to practice. And so to be able to see a student to take that time and to practice that much to get it, it's very rewarding, and that's really what we're going for, is for them to put in that much time to see that reward. I grew up in a household. My dad was a mechanic. He owned his own mechanic business in a very small rural community in Nebraska. It was never perception for me because I lived in a ranching community, and blue-collar was the way. People were ranchers, they were mechanics, they worked at the power plant, they worked at the railroad. Being blue-collar has never been out of my blood, but the perception has been out there, you know, to be able to go to college and get what they would conceive as a good job. In my opinion, there's nothing more rewarding than going out and working with your hands, and you actually get to see this project being built from the ground up, and that is very rewarding. I think as a white-collar job, I don't think necessarily you see all of the benefits that you get from working behind a desk. Being a blue-collar person, it's very rewarding because you get to see the end project. My father-in-law, he retired from being a lineman here in Montana, and there's not enough linemen to compensate for how many are retiring to how many are coming in. It's not just in that, it's in welding, it's in electrical, it's in plumbing, it's in everything. These blue-collar guys that have these companies that are working their tail ends off at some point need to retire. I think it's very hard for them to retire because there's not enough people coming up into the trades and being able to replace them. I think that'll change. It's going to have to, otherwise our economy is going to struggle. I think a blue-collar worker is the cornerstone of America. They're the individuals that aren't afraid to wake up at 4 o'clock and work till 10 o'clock. They have a great work ethic, they're responsible, they're respectful, they're accountable, just has very, very solid core values. You look at welding. If you go to welding school, for the most part, you're going to end up becoming a very well-rounded welder. So you don't have to go to college to be a welder. You can go to a fabrication shop and start from the ground up, and they're going to teach you exactly what you need to know at their business. Does that make you well-rounded? No, but that makes you employable to them. So somebody that's kind of doubtful in the blue-collar trades, I think a lot of that rises from home as well. You know, I don't think everybody wants their son or daughter to be a blue-collar worker, but at the same time, you will have job security until you decide to retire. So I think that's one way to confirm it, and the blue-collar trade's always growing, forever changing. The way stuff is built, the way stuff is manufactured, it's always a growing community, and it's always going to have job security.